Harry, this is the Lord Potato. And this is what if Naruto was the reincarnation of Zaraki Kenpachi and was neglected? Part 4. Right? Yeah, part 4. Sorry about that. Also, go subscribe to Anime Sensei, Iconic What Ifs, Over to What Ifs. Their links will be in the description. But yeah, other than that, let me begin. No recaps because I did this like yesterday. But yeah, other than that, yep, let me begin. So, of course, this is where we go into Naruto Uzumaki. Well, not Naruto Uzumaki. We go into Enma Uzumaki. Enma was right now just having his blade towards, Esdeath's neck. This is where, Enma had his eyes cold. His eyes dark and purple. This is where Enma says, into, Esdeath's neck towards, not neck, mostly towards her ear, saying, if you tell anyone, I will slit your throat. This is where Esdeath has never seen or ever heard that tone of Enma. He always thought, mostly Esdeath always thought that Enma was always kind of just quiet and sometimes might talk, but sometimes was nice most of the time. But right now, Enma's dark and evil tone. This is where she kind of gets scared from his tone in his eyes. This is where Enma lets go of, covering up her mouth. And this is where Enma felt, Kurenai and Shino coming towards the bridge. This is where, Esdeath kind of starts breathing out. And this is where Enma kind of pulls out, he pulls his kunai away. Or mostly not kunai, it was a knife that he kind of bought. And this is where, Kurenai says, oh, hey guys. Since your little watch is over, you guys can go back to the house. This is where, Enma nodded. This is where Esdeath follows along. This is where it's kind of quiet when they're walking. This is where Esdeath kind of said, I won't tell anyone. This is where Enma turns around a little bit and says, so, why not? You could have told Kurenai that I would have easily slit your throat. Why didn't you tell her anything? This is where Esdeath says, because I also hate the village. This is where, Enma kind of narrowed his eyes because he never has never really seen Esdeath pretty angry. The only reason why Enma is not angry at the village right now is because he's kind of panting up all his anger into one spot. Mostly kind of putting into energy, mostly. Into training and becoming stronger. This is where Enma says, why? Why will you hate it? Weren't you born? This is where Esdeath says, because of mostly my family. And, you're not the only one with issues of family. This is where Enma narrows his eyes at Esdeath and says, family? This is where Esdeath says, yeah. You see here, my dad is an asshole, and my mother is kind of quiet, but also a bitch. I'm actually not the, oldest in my family. I'm actually one of the, not youngest, I'm actually just a middle child. Awesome. You see here, my little sister, kind of ran away from home. I don't know where she went, but my older sister, she's kind of quiet and she's a jonin sensei. Well, not jonin. She's tuning, and of course, she doesn't need to live with us. So I'm only the middle child. She's kind of talking really quiet. This is where, Enma says, you already know my situation. Menma's the oldest, I'm the middle child, and my youngest brother is right now, I don't know where. Well, you saw him, but I don't know where his village is from, or what he's serving. Damn, I should have went with him. I could have left the village a long time ago. He stopped me from leaving the village, cause, you see here, he's coming sometime, I don't know when, and I don't know when I'm gonna get my sword. This is where Esdeath says, sword? What do you mean? This is where Enma says, "Do you know my name?" This is where SF says, "Yeah, Enma." No, I mean the meaning of it. SF says, "No." This is where Enma says, "The name Enma is basically meaning the king of hell." This is where SF widened her eyes and then just says, "Why would your parents name me that?" Because they're idiots. Because Enma sounds like Menma, and well, Naruto doesn't sound like Enma or Menma, so of course they kind of hated his name mostly. Don't know why. I think they were just stupid or something like that. But they didn't realize that Enma means king of hell. This is where, well, SF says, your family's retarded. This is where Emma says, I know. That's what I'm saying my whole fucking life. Me and the fucking fox have been saying that the... Oh. This is where Emma covered up his mouth. This is where Emma says, fox? This is where Emma says, there's really no point in me hiding it. You already hate the village and, well, I know you're not lying on hating the village or your family. Because I can actually tell. But you see here, I'm the 9th Social Cherokee. Me and Enma are the 9th Social Cherokee. My youngest brother had most of the 9th Social Cherokee, but mostly the 9th Social Cherokee came back to me. Now I have 75. Well, I used to have 25%, and even Menma had 25%. Now I have 75% of the chakra and 100% of the soul. 100% of the soul was mostly my youngest brother. Mostly he had 100% of the soul and 50% of the chakra. But now he kind of managed to get rid of it from his own body and give it to me. Now I don't mind the burden of having Karama with me, which that's his name. This is where Karama says, you idiot, you weren't supposed to say my name. This is where, well, as if say, oh, that's interesting. I always thought you and Menma did sounded the same, but of course I never knew that your family would legit sacrifice you to become a Cherokee. And your brother is able to be free out of the Nine Tails. This is where Menma says, not Menma, Enma says, well, I mean, it's not that bad having the Nine Tails with me. He sometimes teaches me, he sometimes talks to me when I'm lonely, he sometimes just helps me out. He has his own goal in destroying the village also for all the cursive hatred that he felt when I was with him and with Naruto. So yeah. This is where, well, Emma says, oh, very interesting. This is where Emma got really close to Estef. And this is where Emma says, but your name, Estef, sounds so familiar. Why did I... Oh, that reminds me. I think I read on a book about your name. This is where Estef says, oh, yeah, my name is actually called the Queen of Ice. This is where Estef was just talking more. This is where Enma talks also more. This is where, well, they kind of got along with each other more. And this is where, well, Enma kind of trusts Estef more. So yeah, this is where, well, Estef says, so, when will your brother be able to kind of, well, rescue you from the Leaf Village? Don't know. He's probably already joining to tuning rank ninja in his own village or whatever village he went to. The only villages I'm thinking that he could have went towards is either the Cloud or, well, that's mostly the only one. The Stone kind of hates my father, and, well, then again, he has black with yellow highlights. So, he could have went to the Stone. The Mist is out of the question because they still have a war. And, well, the Sanders are allies with allies with the Leaf Village, so of course, that's out of the question. It's either Kumo or the Stone. This is where, well, Estef nodded. This is where, well, Estef says, I really don't mind going to none of those villages. The Stone, I would like more going to the Mist Village. This is where Enma says, why? Because there's so much water and I can actually practice an ice style. This is where Enma nodded. So where, well, as it says, but you said that your name was the meaning of King of Hell, right? Is that the reason why you're able to use those very potent, powerful flames? Yes, I think that's the reason why. I don't know why, but I'm able to use very powerful, potent flames. For my youngest brother, I don't know what he can use. Kurama just told me that he's a very scary person that uses a sword, a jagged sword, and has a child. This is where SF said, isn't he like 1 hour younger than you? This is, or not one, yeah, 1 hour younger than you? This is where Enma says, not his actual child, not like he actually had a child. No, I mean he adopted a child. That's what I can remember from Kurama saying. This is where SF says, oh, I thought he really had a child with someone. This is where Enma says, Enma says, I don't think so. This is where SF says, huh, that's interesting. This is where, well, Emma and SF start talking more. This is where, she says, so how powerful is he? Don't know. He's probably tuning rank from now, or Jonin, don't know where. But we go into the Mist Village, and of course Naruto, he got promoted to Jonin. This is where Naruto was confused. This is where Mei says, you got promoted to Jonin, but it would be a secret, but everyone in the Mist Village would know that you're Jonin. Now, Naruto, this is where, not Naruto, Zaraki, this is where Naruto says, yeah, Mei-sama. You know that you are the true leader of the Mist Village, right? I know you're Jonin and you won't take the Mizukage place. It's because, well, you don't see much yourself as a leader. But you do realize that a lot of people do look up to you and would like for you to lead, well, the country. That's where Naruto says, it's too much work. And I don't have time to do paperwork. Mei sighs and says, I guess you're right. This is where Kenpachi then says, but still, I might take up the position maybe in the future. You realize here, I'm still 12. Well, I'm 12 and I'm already like this tall and this, well, I want to say good looking now and look like this. But I am just saying that being Jonin rank, I might get paid a little bit more, but it will help me out when I do get my little girl into, well, my own team. This is where Mei says, are you saying that you're gonna make her go on a team? This is where Naruto says, no, she's going to be the team leader on that team. She's gonna threaten everyone to follow her lead. This is where Mei says, aw, that'd be actually adorable. She thinks of Yoriyuchi saying, you're all gonna listen to me now. This is where that's what she's thinking. And this is where she says, adorable. This is where what Kenpachi thinks is, you're gonna listen to me now, you bastards, wherever you like your nut. Yoriyuchi having this evil, crazy smile, sharp teeth, and her eyes are kind of bloody red. Well, not bloody red, mostly dark pink and kind of glowing. This is where, well, Naruto says, that'd be a good thing. And this is where Naruto says, well, Naruto's in the background in his imagination says, hey, good girl! That's it, my daughter! You're doing good! This is where the guys, or whoever is on the team is right now scared of Yoriyuchi. This is where in Mei's, what's it called, thoughts, is Yoriyuchi kind of being cute enough to just making her team kind of follow her lead. And of course, with her adorableness. This is where Naruto says, that'd be a good girl. This is where Mei says, aw, she would be adorable. This is where Naruto says she would be scary in his head. This is where, well, Mei just says, okay, you know what? I know that she is right now, well, she is, well, 7 years old. So, there's no way in possible way that I will actually allow her to go in the, what's it called, Genin team, unless it's a Genin team that we're known with each other, okay? Well, she's well known with each other. That's where Naruto sighs and knew that that question was going to go on, and he would not be able to enroll his daughter into the, what's it called, like, academy, so she can scare everyone into submission, but yeah. That's where, well, Yoriichi is right now just playing with, well, Junko and Hakin. This is where Hakin and Junko right now just kind of like playing with, what's it called, Yoriichi's here, but yeah. This is where, well, Naruto says, okay, I'll just think about it later. Right now, I'm just gonna go back home. Also, May, you know how I said that I had a brother, right? This is where May says, yeah, I know you're past your family problem. Minato no Makase, Kushina Uzumaki, and your older brother, Menma Uzumaki Namakase. This is where Naruto nodded. And this is where May says, and then there's Enma, who's able to just hate everyone in the Leaf Village, but right now keep a calm face. And you are willing to kind of bring him towards the Mist Village, knowing he is probably going to be on your side. Naruto nodded more. This is where May sighs and says, yeah, I know about him. What do you want? This is where Naruto says, so when is the tuning exam going to start? This is where May says, the tuning exam. Well, I don't have kind of like a letter for it, but from Darkness Country and other like, what's it called? Darkness Country and other places, that kind of did send me a letter about the tuning exams. From the Leaf Village, kind of putting in the tuning exams of the, in the, what's it called, Leaf Village. They said it's going to start in about 2 months. Naruto says, I see. This is where May says, you were wanting to attack the, what's called Leaf Village, isn't it? Yes, but I also want to see who else will be attacking the Leaf Village. May says, what do you mean? This is where Naruto says, May, you do know about someone that's a legendary Sannin that hates the Leaf Village, right? It's where May nodded. She's thinking of, well, Orochimaru. This is where Naruto says, you realize that man is going to have his revenge one way or another attacking the Leaf Village. And, of course, he will probably have allies. How's the economy with the, what's it called, Sand Village? May says, kind of down. They're not getting much money because of, well, the Wind Daimyo being greedy and kind of sending missions towards the Leaf Village. This one Naruto says, as I predicted, the Sand Village is good chance going to alliance with Orochimaru to try to take out the Leaf Village a kind of step or two to kind of put them down. So of course the Wind Daimyo will be able to kind of donate missions, or not donate missions, give missions towards, well, Wind Country. This is where May says, I see. Then what about Orochimaru? I feel like Orochimaru will betray the Leaf Village, of course already trying to betray the Leaf Village by destroying it, by fully destroying it, but also attack, well, the Kazekage, killing him and kind of running away after that. Saying that Minato Namikaze was the one to kill the Kazekage. This is where May nodded. This is where Naruto says, what about the other villages? This is where May says, it seems that Stone Country is, well, Anoki is only sending a team, one team, or 2 teams actually. One team contains his granddaughter towards the, what's it called, well, village. And, well, the Kumo village is sending 2 teams also. And, the, what's it called, Waterfall village is sending, or not sending, sending, what's it called, a kind of team of their own containing the 7-tailed Jinchuriki. And, well, other villages like Rain Country is sending another team and other people. That's where Naruto says, what about Rain Country? Have we heard anything about the organization that's actually growing there? That's where May says, yeah, I already sent Genichi Maru to see what is happening. The information he got from the Akatsu's, that's what their name is that they want to collect all the 9 Bijus. That's their goal. End goal, mostly. That's what Naruto says, I see. I feel like they'll use the Beatrice's powers to try to destroy the 5 great nations. I feel like they probably will attack Konoha first if Orochimaru doesn't destroy Konoha. Probably second would be Kumo. Third would be the Stone Village. Fourth would be the Sand Village, and then us, since they would think we're the weakest. This is where it may not. This is where, well, So when do you think you want to open the borders? In 2 months. 2 months is when we open the borders to show that we are sending. Well, not in 2 months. We're gonna keep them close. We're going to send a team specialized to go to the Leaf Village to show that the Mist Village Yagare is still in control. This is where May nodded. What about the Kages who are going? This is where Naruto says, what about the Kages that are going towards, well, the Leaf Village? This is where May saying, like you said, the Kazakage is going. The Stone Kage is not going, so Inoki would not go. The right Kage might be showing up. And, well, what about me? You don't go. They will still think, Yagare is in control, and his bloodthirsty malice will probably rampage through the Leaf Village. So that's why, if you would have gone in the Henjutsu of Yagare, they would have killed you in an instant and tried to take, well, the Mist Country. That's where May nodded. I see. But what if we opened the borders and sent you, but I was your bodyguard? There's a good chance that no one will be able to attack you. Also, if Zabuza was your other bodyguard. That's where May says, would you? That's where Naruto says, no, I will protect Yoriichi. That's where May saddened. That's where Naruto says, but you are my Kage, so I might protect you. That's where, well, May then was happily and says, okay, Naruto. That's where Naruto says, but who are we gonna put on that team? That's where, well, May says, we can put a team with you on that team. Naruto says, with me. Actually, since I look completely different from the last time of, well, the fight between Minato, I'd probably be a good chance to actually go towards the Leaf Village. That's where May says, like I said, yeah. This is where, who do you want to take along with you? I will take Yoriichi, but she can't come along. This is where May says, what about Hakin and Junko? I don't want to get them into kind of too much trouble. And besides, Yoriichi needs them to kind of play. Besides, Yoriichi kind of doesn't like playing with Ao or even Chojuro because, well, they are kind of too stoic. Ao is kind of too scary for her if Yoriichi stayed with him. This is where May gets angry and would like to beat the shit out of, well, Ao. And this is where, well, then she said, what about Chojuro? What? Yoriichi staying with Chojuro? Chojuro would get too nervous and probably let Yoriichi play with his sword on accident. This is where May says, I see. But I might take Chojuro on the team instead. That's where May says, I guess that would be good. But who will be the third teammate? You see here, I have the perfect idea. This is where, well, the perfect idea was to put Ao as a kind of teenager looking like in a Henjutsu. This is where Ao says, that's the most stupid ass idea. This is where May says, what did you say? This is where Ao says, but who would be the Jonin Sensei? That would be a good question. He looked at Zabuza, and Zabuza says, oh hell no, I'm not going on a team like this bullshit. This is where Naruto says, then what do you suggest? We do keep Ao as a, like, kind of gaining level ninja, but I am not being the Jonin Sensei. May says, that is true. Zabuza will be recognized as one of the legendary 7 swordsmen so fast. Naruto sighs and says, I see. And if I put Ao or Chojuro, there would be a good chance that they will be noticed real fast. That's where May nodded. That's where Naruto says, Is there any of the other alliance that we have going to put a team on the Leaf Village? This is where May says Darkness Country is going with a team of their own. This is where she kind of did get a letter from me. This is where Naruto says, well, send them back a letter that I'm going towards Darkness Country to be acting like one of their canyons. They better be making another team or use the same team and get rid of their one of the teammates of theirs. This where May nodded. Sent a letter back towards Darkness Country about, yeah, it's okay to send that team, but a team will, well, a kind of kid will be going along on that team. So get rid of either one of them or make another team. That's where Darkness Country replies because they still had enough time. This is where, well, Darkness Country says, alright, we would kind of get rid of one of the children that are right now on the team to put, well, oh no, we are actually going to put another, the person on the team to go to the tuning exams. So it'll be 2 teams of Darkness Country. This is where May nodded and says that that's okay. This is where May says, now what about your blonde hair and those, well, not whisker marks that you used to have. This is where Naruto says, the whisker marks was just because of Kurama's power kind of flaring up and putting whisker marks in my face. Well, since I don't have them, it'd be fine. Also, the eye patch will kind of not shown any suspicion. They're probably just thinking that this kid lost his eye in a young age. And, well, my blonde hair, I'm gonna dye it into fully black. This is where Naruto says, I'm gonna dye into fully black. So, of course, no one will be suspicious. This is where May nodded and says, okay, then I guess you're dismissed. So where Naruto nodded and leaves. This is where, well, Ao, Chochiro, and Zabuza kind of nodded towards May and they also left. This is where May says, I wonder what Yoruichi's doing. She's probably being so adorable and all that. This is where she's smiling. She's right now thinking what Yoruichi's doing. So we go to Yoruichi right now saying, we're playing, what's it called? Save the Princess, and yeah. This is where, well, Naruto has a crown on his head. And of course, Yoruichi's just running around. Junko and Hakin are also kind of playing with her, but yeah. That's where Naruto's smiling. But this is where we go into 2 months later. It's where Naruto is on a team. He does have his Shinkai. Not his Shinkai. What am I talking about? He's, So, of course, Naruto still has the Shikai. His hair is fully black. And, of course, he's going with 2 other darkness ninjas. Of course, this is where Naruto, he doesn't have, well, he does have the bells on his head still. And this is where Naruto says, let's go to the Leaf Village. Of course, they get to the Leaf Village, and this is where, well, Naruto's 2 teammates. One is a kid with dark blue hair and dark blue eyes. And his abilities are able to use water style, but instead of being water being like a lightish blue, it's a dark let me say that again. A dark deep sea blue color. This is where that's his able to use water style. And the girl is a girl with, yeah, the other one is a girl with, what's it called? Black hair. Black and red highlights. So yeah, kind of red highlights, but mostly black hair. Of course, her eyes are kind of slick, like, yeah, they're red slick. And this is where her teeth are kind of sharpened. This is where, well, she kind of has a mask on her face to kind of hide the sharp teeth. So yeah, this is where Naruto, he's going wearing, what's it called, like Kenpachi's wearing. So yeah, he does have his Shikai right now on his hand, but yeah. This is where, Naruto is going towards, well, the Leaf Village. The Jonin Sensei is a man with dark hair, has a mask on his face, has, well, a hood over his, hair mostly. He has black onyx eyes, and of course, this is where, he has mostly black clothing and looks like an assassin, which he is. he mostly has his weapons on under his like hand. And this is where, well, that's the Jonin Sensei. This is where he sees Kenpachi, and he's surprised that this is a Genin. This is where Naruto explains that he's a Jonin, but he's going as in the what's it called, tuning, exam to kind of do something. Don't mind him. This is where, well, the man nodded because the other Genin that was supposed to be chosen kind of got scared because he had heard of all the murder things are in the tuning exam, so of course he kind of gets scared. So of course this is where, well, the tuning exam is starting in a couple of days when they got there. This is where, well, Naruto, he goes around. This is where Naruto, he bumps into a kid named Konohamaru, and Konohamaru says, "Hey, you're not supposed to bump into..." This is where Naruto glares at him, and this is where he runs away. This is where a kid was chasing, Konohamaru down, and of course he decided to bump into, bump into Naruto, and this is where the guy says, "Hey, watch where you're going, holy shit, you're a big ass kid." This is where Naruto looks down and says, "Huh? You say something?" This is where, well, what's it called? Kakuzu says, yeah, no, not Kakuzu, what's it called? Tanjiro says, well, I said that you better watch out before I'll beat you. Which village are you from? Darkness. Oh, well, I'll beat you because you're from the small... That's what Naruto says. "Oh, really? You're gonna beat me? Then I'll show you what it means." Naruto was about to pull out his blade until he realized, nah. He instead just kicked Kankuro so hard in the stomach, he flew back, almost hit Tomari, and Tomari says, "Kankuro, you idiot." This is where she turns around and sees Naruto. Right now, his face, well, kind of near her face. This is where she kind of blushes because, well, this person's kind of near her face. But of course, this is where she kind of takes a good look on Naruto's face and kind of features, and she thinks hot. This is where, well, Naruto says, "Wait, what did you say?" This is where she says, nothing. She's sweating bullets. She thinks this guy's kind of amazing because even though Naruto's like bigger than her, she just, yeah. She kind of likes it because he has a scar down one of his eyes. And of course, showing kind of his menacing teeth. But she's just like, yeah, hello there. Nice to meet you. Name's Tomari, from the Sand Village. This is where Naruto says, "My name is Zaraki Kenpachi." This is where Tomari says, "That name's so cool." This is where Naruto says, "Yeah, my Kenpachi's name is really cool." It shows fear into weaklings. This is where Naruto smiles, the very evil smile. This is where Tomari kind of smiles, also kind of happy. This is where, well, Conqueror's saying, "Tomari, aren't you gonna help me?" This is where Tomari says, "That's your fault, idiot." This is where, well, Naruto kind of chuckles a little bit, but yeah. This is where Tomari just smiles a little bit more. But yeah, this is where Gaara says, "Conqueror, you idiot, what are you doing on the ground?" This is where Tomari kind of like stiffens because Gaara's here. And this is where, well, Conqueror says, "Do you not see Gaara, I'm just on the ground looking for a piece of my puppets." But yeah, this is where Gaara looks at Naruto and sends him like a little bit of bloodlust at Naruto. And Naruto, one of his eyes, looks at Gaara with this menacing tone. Well, not menacing tone. This menacing glare. And this is where Naruto's teeth just sharpen even more. Like his mouth just widen even more with this grin. This is where Gaara's sweat drops. Like feels this kind of this tension from Naruto. This is where Tomari doesn't know what's happening. And this is where Naruto says, "Hello there, red-haired kid." This is where Naruto puts out his hand. This is where Gaara's sand, what's it called, sand defense activated. But this is where Naruto's hand breaks through the sand and pulls out his hand for a handshake. This is where Gaara widens his eyes, seeing Naruto casually just break through the sand without caring, without no fear. This is where Gaara sees in that one eye of Naruto that black dot. Well, not black dot, mostly. Wait. So I just realized I thought it was black that Kenpachi has, but it's mostly green. So yeah, Naruto's green eyes into Gaara's kind of dull green eyes. I swear, Gaara, he sees nothing but no fear. But what he feels from Naruto is Naruto is going to give him hell, pain, and even if he tries to crush Naruto's hand, it feels like Naruto will be able to grab his neck and just break it. So this is where Gaara, he tells the sand to go back, and this is where Gaara sweat drops. So this is where Gaara kind of gives Naruto a handshake and says, "Hello there." This is where Naruto says, "Hello." The name is Zaraki Kenpachi. What is your name? This is where, well, Gaara says, Gaara. This is where Tamari widened her eyes. She never seen her little brother this scared before. This is where Naruto says, "Nice to meet you." This is where Gaara nodded. This is where, well, Naruto says, "Well, I must be leaving. Gotta get to my team. See you, San Kunoichi, and see you, Gaara of the Sand. And also, you, with the fucking makeup. Fucking piss me off again, and I'll cut you into a million pieces with my sword." This is where Kankuro goes, he's going to kill me. If it's not Gaara, he's going to murder me. This is where Naruto walks away, goes to his team to find it. And this is where he's going into the tuning exams. This is where he sees a boy right now talking towards his team. He's mostly talking towards Estef and even, Shino. And this is where Naruto white his teeth, saying, "Hey there, older brother." This is where, well, Naruto's team does go into the, tuning, not room, into the tuning, into the basically building. And this is where, well, Enma thought he heard the word brother, like older brother. And this is where he turns around, thinking that he heard Naruto. But this is where he didn't hear anything. He turns around, but didn't see anyone. This is where, well, SF says, "What are you looking at?" Or mostly Shino and SF said that. This is where Enma says, "Nothing. Let's just go." This is where, well, Naruto's gonna smile even more. His smile grin has just widened even more, seeing his oldest brother, not oldest, but mostly like medium older brother got here. Seeing that he's actually going to June exams. This is where Naruto, he kind of holds into one of his arms. It's mostly the arm that has the sword, but this is where there's a tattoo there that shows to be Cillian Ray. This is where Naruto says, "I will give you the sword later, when I meet you." This is where, well, we go into the tuning room, and this is where Naruto and his team, the darkness team, is right now quiet, very quiet, kind of next to some stone ninjas and rain ninjas mostly, but yeah. This is where, well, the ninjas are kind of being crowded up and all that, in one space and all that, and Naruto sees Gaara. He sees a pale eye freak kid and all that. He also sees a green Spanish dude. He sees a girl with silver eyes and white hair. He sees a girl with blonde hair and, of course, blue eyes. And, of course, this is where Naruto keeps looking around the room even more. And this is where Naruto's grin keeps widening, because he can feel the power just kind of orating off these people. He sees a man that catches his eyes, and his grin widened even more when he saw this person, Orochimaru disguised as one of the grass ninjas. Naruto's eyes narrows towards this grass ninja. And this grass ninja, he can feel Naruto's stare, which Orochimaru's confused because no one can see that this is Orochimaru, that he himself. This is where Orochimaru kind of, in his grass ninja form, kind of creepily smiled and waved at Naruto. And Naruto felt like wanting to cause a scene, but this is where Naruto didn't do it. This is where Naruto also waved creepily at Orochimaru. This is where Orochimaru widened his eyes. He's thinking that creepy smile would have got Naruto away, but Naruto keeps staring harder with his one eye. This is where Orochimaru gets even nervous but looks away. He's confused. Why is this person looking at him? Naruto knows that this is Orochimaru. Naruto says, "This is gonna be fun when I get you. I'm going to rip you to shreds. But no, I shouldn't. I shouldn't kill you now. I should wait." I want to fight you though, hearing that you're the most strongest. This is where, well, Naruto's grin even widened. But yeah, this is where, well, Naruto is like looking around, and of course more teams started going in. This is where he sees other teams that go in, but he sees Menma, which his grin kind of like just diminish, and this is where he gets angry. Instead, he has like Bloodlust. It's wanting to just kind of erupting from Naruto's body, and this is where the people that are feeling it kind of take like a couple steps away from Naruto. This is where they're confused and they're like, no, we're not sitting next to that kid. This is where Naruto's Bloodlust. He's trying to keep it calm, but he's so pissed at seeing Menma. He just wants to rip his neck into nothing. This is where Orochimaru feels the Bloodlust and turns around to see the kid's eyes landing straight on one of the Hokage's sons, mostly Menma, and he is confused. And this is where Kabuto also feels that Bloodlust. The Sound Ninjas feels that Bloodlust. Gaara feels that Bloodlust. That kind of Bloodlust that scared the shit of him, because when he felt it, it felt like something slapped the shit of him across. This is where he was confused. Everyone's confused. This is where Menma doesn't feel the Bloodlust, because Naruto's trying to keep his Bloodlust from erupting from his body and just ripping just Menma's head off. This is where, well, he looks behind Menma and sees Enma. And this is where he calms down. He can't just kill Menma because he wants to give the blade towards Enma, because he's holding on to his arm a little bit. This is where the Bloodlust just disappears after a while, and this is where everyone's just kind of being able to breathe. But yeah, this is where Menma decides to be arrogant as fuck and says, I'm about to beat all your asses. You better all just drop out. This is where, well, I should probably put on the fucking air conditioner because it's way louder than that shit. If you can hear what's called my annoying siblings, are annoying as fuck. But if you can't, that's good, because, well, it's annoying. And I'm just going to sit over here next to my fucking microwave that's farther from the door. So, let me go into the water. So, of course, after Naruto's Bloodlust just kind of dissipating, this is where everyone can breathe. And then Menma kind of just said his kind of arrogant ass words. It's where Sasuke's like, this dumbass. This is where, because, yeah. Oh, for fuck's sake, man. Okay, so I went to go scream at my damn siblings because they're just screaming like fucking idiotic chickens. But yeah, of course, this is where, well, Naruto is just saying, well, not saying, his Bloodlust just disappeared, and everyone does send Bloodlust at Enma right now, killer intent, because they're annoyed with Enma. And of course, this is where they all had that one kid had a good ass reason to send his own almost Bloodlust around him, trying not to kill Menma, but this is where everyone now has the fucking intention to murder Enma. This is where, not Enma, mostly Menma, and this is where Enma is kind of like walking away from, well, Menma, and kind of the team, like, other teams are right now all next to Menma, kind of saying, you guys are here? Yeah, Kiba is saying that. This is where Shino and Estef just went to sit down, but yeah. This is where Kabuto says, you shouldn't be, like, talking that loud. Do you want help from me with these cards? That's where Menma thinks about it. I was like, yeah. This is where he wants information on, well, the red hair, because he did bump into it. And this is where Kabuto still showed the same information as Gaara. This is where Menma nodded. This is where, well, Menma then pointed at some people like Samoweed, the kind of white hair girl who is named Shiroi. And this is where they kind of got the names and all that, Samoweed, Shiroi. This is where Menma is kind of pointing at mostly the girls because he got very interested with them. And this is where Hinata kind of glares at Menma. And this is where Menma says, well, I'm just saying, there can only be one love, and that is you, Hinata. Hinata then blushes and says, yeah, that is true. This is where, well, Kabuto sees that fucking Menma's a playboy, and of course, this is where Enma can also see it. And this is where, well, Menma was about to point at Estef until Enma kind of jumped in front, and this is where Kabuto thinks that he was pointing at Enma. So this is where he kind of looks up and says, Enma, extremely genius, smart, and other things. That's where Memo says, wait, what? No, I didn't ask for my brother. This is where, well, also, it's your brother. What the hell? Okay. If you're into your brother, okay, that's odd. This is where Hinata's like, wait, what? This is where, well, fucking Memo says, no, that wasn't the, I know that's my brother. This is where, well, Biki appears and says, all of you sit the fuck down. This is where everyone kind of giggles when they're kind of sitting down. But yeah, they're trying to hold it in because fucking Memo just pointed at his brother. Because Kiba even noticed that Memo is trying to be a playboy right now and trying to pick all the girls that are kind of cute and all. And this is where when he kind of tried to pick at Esdef, like point at Esdef, he pointed at Enma, who Enma kind of sits right next to Esdef. So it would have been like odd. And this is where, well, everyone's thinking that Menma is kind of absolute gay. This is where Hinata's confused. And this is where she widened her eyes thinking that Menma is gay or something into those like whatever brother thing or whatever. This is where, well, Menma's saying he can't say anything because everyone has to shut up. This is where Naruto is just laughing in his mind because it's funny as hell. Kurama is laughing in Enma's head because it was actually funny as hell. This is where Estef, she didn't know what was happening, but she's just smiling at Enma. Enma's smiling awesome. This is where when Enma is looking ahead of himself, he sees a man with spiky black hair, bells on his head, and wearing something similar towards when he met Naruto that day. That's where he says, is that why he was... Enma kind of smiles. This is where in his head. This is where Kurama says, "Yep, kid, that's your brother." This is where, well, what they call the Chunin and Sam already started. This is where it's the 10th question. Of course, some people gave up, but yeah, this is where the 10th question went on, and this is where they all passed. This is where Uncle appeared. This is where Uncle explained about the Death Force. This is where Naruto wasn't paying attention, but this is where Uncle threw a kunai at Naruto, like original candy, but Naruto catches that shit with his teeth, just chomps on that shit. This is where people are scared and right now just terrified of Naruto. Naruto just wanted to show that brutal that he doesn't give a fuck about kunai. He's right now just chewing on that kunai like it's just this new, just a piece of meat. This is where Uncle says, oh damn, this kid is like showing true raw strength of killer intent with the fact that he doesn't give a fuck that's a kunai or not. Good luck with all of you. This is where she kind of waved at all of you, like all the kids. This is where Orochimaru is shocked because that kunai would have went towards him if Naruto didn't just bite it, would have just dodged instead. But this is where Orochimaru widened his eyes, seeing the kid just eating that like it's nothing. This is where Naruto just spits it out and says, it's metal, I can't fucking eat it. This is where I can only chew on it, but chewing on your flesh will be much better. This is where all of them get scared. Even his like his team from Darkness didn't know Naruto was that crazy, but this is where, well, they kind of got scared and they're right now just terrified. This is where Enma sees what Naruto's doing. He's right now scaring the shit out of everyone. That's where Enma is thinking that Naruto wouldn't eat people unless it's Menma and he would just rip his head off and kind of just keep breaking all his bones like a twig. That's where Enma would actually help, but yeah. That's where, well, the Death Force begin and everyone's jumping into it. Naruto saying, hey, you two, what's it called? Shinkai and Suki. Or not Suki, what's it called? Her name is... This is where Naruto says, Shinkai and Aka, I need you to go look for the same scroll that we have, but I'll be off on my own, and I probably will find a scroll, but you guys need to just stay safe. That's where Shinkai and Aka nodded, because they know that Naruto's actually Jonin, not a Genin, but no one actually knows that he's Jonin. It's only in the Mist Village that is secretive. It's where Naruto's rushing towards to find Menma, but what he does is run into, well, Orochimaru, who is right now disposing of, well, the grass and just... This is where Naruto says, interesting, so you're Orochimaru. Let's fight, Orochimaru. Orochimaru turns around and almost gets his head cut off. This is where he turns around and sees the boy that was eating that kunai was showing that killer intent, that bloodlust, that murder intent. This is where, oh, he says, oh, you're that kid. Interesting. And you know who I am. Yeah, but I wasn't looking for you that much. I was thinking of killing you, but then again, I let you destroy Konoha. I don't really care what you do. This is where Orochimaru says, oh, so you already know my plan. Well, no shit. It's not that hard. Only a dumbass would fucking think that you were here to kind of give Konoha a fucking golden medal for being assholes. This is where, well, Orochimaru says, I mean, you're telling the truth. So, why are you trying to attack me? I want to see how strong you are. But I can't, because I know you're holding back. This is where Orochimaru says, I guess you're right. This is where Naruto says, but whatever, I'll be leaving. He managed to dodge that slice. Then again, I was holding lots of my power back from obliterating, well, this whole village. Or not village, this whole forest. So I'll be taking my leave. This is where Naruto disappears. And this is where Orochimaru widened his eyes with that speed. He couldn't even track Naruto. He is confused. This is where Naruto's rushing towards Enma's location. But yeah, but this is where I'm gonna leave it off. For what if Naruto was a reincarnation of Zaraki Kenpachi and was neglected? Part 4. What will happen in part 5? Who knows? You might have to find out later. But other than that, have a nice potato day, potato night, potato see, potato, and bye-bye. Potato.